Alright guys, okay, now I'm going to go ahead and answer the rest of these questions here. Now I know I said I'm going to be answering them all up until Saturday, so if I get some more questions before Saturday, I will make another part. But this one here, I'm going to finish up. I think I got about 20 to 30 questions here. I'm going to just finish up and make this one third part. So if you guys have any more questions before Saturday, go ahead and add those to this video here, and I will answer those. So Saturday will be the last day. Okay. All right. I noticed that I skipped some questions. I skipped code Ziren. I skipped a question here. Okay. So let's see. By the way, that was a genuinely curious question. I respect all your work, your hard work, in promoting the joy of learning languages and helping people. Don't get me wrong. I'm just curious about your ultimate goals, I guess. Peace, man. Oh, okay, yeah, I see why. Yeah. So as you guys seen in all the other videos I made, I got like about what 500 videos, and a lot of videos I made I talk about this experience of learning languages and whatnot. And I'm just ultimately I would like to get a lot more people into language learning. Okay, a lot more people, because we have too many people. We have a lot of stereotypes, and people have no idea. They think that this is going on, and this. I mean, there are some things that are true, but they don't know like the real stuff, and they think it's this way, and that's it. You see, I think it's a waste. Um, you know, it's pretty terrible to have those type of stereotypes and not go out and see for yourself. You see, and I think I think it's important to have at least some basic knowledge of different cultures around the world. And you see, ever since I started getting into different cultures and whatnot, I've learned a lot. Okay, I've learned a lot, not just about languages, but just about different people in general. So it's very, very, very rewarding for learning languages and just getting into different cultures and whatnot. Is very, very rewarding. So ultimately, I would like to just get a lot more people into this field of language learning, get them motivated. Okay, show them that they can do it. Show them that going to school learning languages is not the only way, because it's not. Okay, you can learn a language independently. It all depends on motivation. You just get motivated and just do it the right way, have the resources. And that's why I make all these videos. I have so many videos. I just try to get people motivated and get them into language learning. So that's my ultimate goal, is for getting more people into learning foreign languages. Okay, showing them that it's not just for special people. Okay, so all right. So let's see. I second one. Okay, that one. Okay, that was Loki's question. I answered that about the citizens. For that, do you meet people? That one. That. Okay, yeah. Let's see, aside from your method learning. Okay, yeah. I think that's where I left off from 2011. Do you know it on 2011? Okay, Metanos. All right. So, do you use authentic content from day one? Okay, yeah, I did answer that one before. Yeah, I answered those two. How good are you with math? What kind of skills? Okay, so Trini Vox, starting from here. How good are you with math? What kind of other skills you think you have in general, and in what proportions? Math, I'm not really that good in math. I'm good with the basics, and actually, the most ironic thing about this is that when I was in fifth grade, math was my favorite subject. I loved math, but after that, I don't know, for some reason I just lost interest and motivation for learning, getting good in math. Other skills, I don't know. I don't really have any other skills. I guess if you're going to count cutting hair, I know how to cut hair. Um, Other than that, I don't have any other skills. I would like to pick up other skills. I think uh, some very important skills I would like to acquire are, let's see, building, like, learning how to build things like building houses, anything of that matter, growing food, um, being able to work on cars, just stuff like that. Those type of skills are very important, and those apply to real life. So I think those are very important skills we all should acquire, because there may become a point in time when we will need to be self-sufficient. We can't really rely on, like, the government or this other stuff. So I think those are very important skills I would like to acquire: growing food, building, just anything you can do with your hands, like just those type of skills that would be useful and applying to real life. So yeah, so my strongest skill right now is probably just foreign languages. That's it for now, but I will be acquiring more skills in the future. Let's see, V Shadow. Okay, let's see, V Shadow. Who's this? Okay, let me see. V Shadow 91. Some of these may have already been asked. From what I understand, Chinese was the first language you learned, but it's also considered a pretty tough language. What made you learn Chinese first? That's a good question. Um, yeah, Chinese. I wanted to do something different. Like, I almost, I was gonna learn. Well, no, I wasn't. I was gonna learn like French or Spanish. The French I took in high school, but I wanted to try something real different. Okay, I just wanted to do something different from what other people were doing, so I chose to do Chinese. And I've been into like I like to watch like Chinese kung fu movies and whatnot. I was into those. So there's a lot of things, but main thing is that I wanted to just try something different that like maybe that will make people surprised. Like, oh wow, this guy speaks Chinese. What the heck? Why not learn something like Spanish or French? I just wanted to give myself a challenge, so I chose Chinese. Let's see. Do you plan on constructing a language of your own one day? Huh. I don't know. I can't answer that. That would be great. I thought about something like that, but for now, I don't know if something like that would happen. On what basis do you rate yourself in the language? Like when do you consider yourself a high beginner or intermediate? Uh, like basically, like when you're a beginner, you only survival. It's just survival. But once you get past survival, you're able to like you get past that survival stage, you get to an upper intermediate or a high beginners. You're starting to get conversational in the language, and yeah, you starting to get conversational language, and the more you get conversational, more things you're able to talk about, your level just get higher. So I consider myself intermediate once I get to the point to where I can keep speaking like fluent without having to use English. I may use like some English vocabulary, but I'm pretty much able to keep using the language like 98% of the time without using English. I can BS, what they call it. I can BS myself around the language to get my point across. That's like an intermediate to like, yeah, that's at least an intermediate level. It may be real basic, but you can still keep it flowing and without having to use your native language. That's when I consider myself intermediate, when I don't have to use English. Okay, no matter how basic it is, I can still conversate in that language, whatever language I'm learning. How often do you practice your language through writing, typing, speaking to a native per week on average? That's a hard question to answer, considering the amount of languages I'm studying now. Well, if we talk about Chinese, like, of course, I get to practice Chinese every day with my wife. She speaks Chinese, so I get to practice with her. But as far as writing Chinese, I don't really write Chinese I don't write it very often, so I don't get that much practice with that. Typing, yeah, I get a lot of practice with typing, talking with people over the internet, speaking to native Peru. Yeah, so like I said, my wife she speaks Chinese, so I can just pretty much speak with her every day. So it's like Chinese for free, you see. So but as far as other languages, like let me see, it's kind of different. It's kind of hard. I can't really say. I don't even know. It's kind of random. Some days I may talk with some Thai people. I may spend an hour talking with Thai people, and some Hmong. It's just all over the place. It's pretty. It's pretty. It's scattered. So, let's see here. What is okay? Okay, I have more questions for you, my friend. What's your take on constructed languages like Esperanto, Quenya, Klingon, and others? I think they're interesting. Actually, Esperanto is on my list. I'm going to be learning Esperanto. I want to give it a shot because people keep telling me how easy it is, and I think it will be interesting to learn a constructed language. I'll give it a shot. So, let's see. Do you plan on constructing? Oh, did I read this already? Wait a minute. Oh, huh. Yeah, I'm sorry, I read that. How did I miss the first one? Okay, to the next one. Greg 28. Okay, great. So, do you ever have problems with learning the language you want to learn because there might be another language that you want to learn at the same time? Example, let's say you're learning Cambodian, right? And then you say, oh, hey, I think I want to learn Mongolian. Would you continue to learn Cambodian until you're fluent, or will you just leave learning Cambodian and then go right onto Mongolian without mastering Cambodian, as known as Khmer? That happened to me a lot, like especially in the past when I didn't have a really, I didn't have a plan for learning languages. I would like get so sidetracked. I'll start learning one language and I get sidetracked by another language. Say, oh man, I want to learn that, and then I'll just like stop learning that and go to that one, and just be moving around. That was before I had an actual plan, a steady schedule on how I should, study the language. But now, since I've came up with that 4 languages a year and this dabbling method, it's all good now. Because if there's another language I'm interested, let's say, like now I'm learning Estonian. Okay, Estonian is one of the main languages I chose to learn this year. So if there's another language like, let's say, Navajo, which I started learning like last week, I'm just dabbling with Navajo, so it's okay. I can spend at least an hour dabbling around with Navajo. That goes the same with other languages. If there's another language I'm interested in, but it's not one of the chosen languages for the year, I'll just dabble with it. Because, like I said, once you dabble with a language, you just, I mean, it may be slow, but it's at least you're touching the language, you're listening to it, you're doing something with the language instead of having it sit there. Just instead of having it sit there, waiting for you to pick it up as one of the chosen languages. So that's what I do. I dabble with a whole bunch of languages, but I have the ones I put all my time into, a lot more time and effort learning. Okay, that's what I do. So yeah, let's see. Chung Shu, 1122. Hey, Lasho, I have 2 questions I would like to ask. Do you forget the knowledge of a language if you have not used or studied it for a length of time? If so, how do you regain the knowledge? Yeah, I'm human, just like you guys. If I don't use the language, this is just a reality. Like, it's language learning. Learning a language is practical. So if I don't, if I don't use the language, I'm gonna regress in it. That's the bottom line. But like for the languages that you're stronger in, it won't be as bad, but you will still regress in some things. You will find yourself regressing. That's happened to me a lot with languages like Chinese and Japanese. I haven't studied for a long time. I start stuttering and stuff, trying to think. It's weird. So if you don't really use it continuously on a daily basis, then you will start regressing. So that will happen. But for the weaker languages, if you find that you're forgetting stuff like a lot, because you're going to forget a lot, especially if you haven't studied for a long time, I would just take like a day or two and just get in boot camp. I just get in boot camp and just study that language diligently. I go to a chat room and practice, and I'm back on track. It doesn't take that long to get back on track, but it takes some time. I like to spend at least 2 days doing that. Okay. If not 2 days, I'll get up in the morning, early in the morning, and just study until the next day. That's what I would do if I have the time, of course. So, yeah. Do you feel that Cantonese is a slowly dying language in Hong Kong and Guangdong province? I'm studying both Cantonese and Mandarin, and feel there is more need to learn Mandarin in China, and that in Hong Kong and Guangdong Mandarin will be more present. I love the Cantonese language. That's why. I don't think so. Cantonese that's a big language. I think that's up there with Mandarin as far as wide spoken. I don't think it's dying. No way. Cantonese is definitely not dying. But I think that Mandarin may be more important than Cantonese. It may be a little more important, but Cantonese is definitely not a dying language. I love Cantonese myself. So yeah, I would definitely learn Cantonese. It's definitely not a dying language. No way. Okay, so let's see. BMTH. How many all-nighters have you pulled in your life? Oh man, oh my God. Yeah, I pulled some major all-nighters. It was worse. It was worse back when I first started doing it. I still pull off I still pull off some all nighters now, but it's not as bad as it used to be. I used to be up like literally all night. Just it was crazy. I can't count. I don't know how many all nighters total I pulled. Okay, and see X night XAMX. How did you meet your wife? Yeah, this is special here. Yeah, how did I meet my wife? This is very funny story. Okay, so um, I first moved here to Columbus. Okay, I was just getting on my feet. Well, barely. I was trying to get on my feet, but I just moved to Columbus, and I was living with a buddy of mine, and I didn't have a job at the time. I was trying to find a job. I couldn't find one. I couldn't find one for like 2 or 3 months here. It took me like 2 3 months to find a job, and like at that time, I wasn't really trying to get into any relationships. I wasn't trying to do that. But what happened was one night I pulled a serious all nighter with a friend of mine. We stayed up all night playing Marvel versus Capcom, all night. And the next day, the guy I was staying with, I was like, there was like a room down. I had my room like in the basement. He opened the door and he would ask me if I wanted to go to the library. And I was so tired that day. And I was up all night. I was up all night. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I was real tired. And then he was like, cause he knew that I was like really into languages and whatnot. Especially like Asian languages. And then he's like, well, he said, those Asians gonna be up there. You want to practice those languages. I got up so quick. It's like, okay, let me get ready. And like at the time, I was growing my dreads. I was growing my dreads. I had like rubber bands in my hair. It was like half done. So I had like I had like a hat. My right down here, I had like a row of like small dreads just going back like that. My hair was all over the place. It was real sloppy. I was looking out of it that day. So I got up. I brushed my teeth, washed my face, got my book bag, put my power in there, loaded my power bag up, and then we went to the library, and the downtown library, main library in Columbus, Ohio. And when we got there, he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna just go over here and check out the movies." So I was just walking around. And I went to the language section. That was the first place I went to the language section. Oh no, was that the? Yeah. I went to the language section first, looked at some books, and then I went over to like the movies, because I went to the movie section and I saw her in there. I saw her and I wasn't trying to pick up a girl. And remember, I wasn't even trying to find someone to be in a relationship with. So I was just walking around and I went to the movie section and I saw her in there, and I was like, oh man, I saw her, and it's like she may be. I wasn't sure exactly, but like I walked past her first and I looked at her again, and like I thought she was like Korean. Okay, I thought she was Korean, so I was like, oh, okay, she may be Korean, so I'm gonna try to practice Korean. So basically, what I did, I was real nervous. I was real nervous because again, I was looking out of it. I had like half braided my hair. It was crazy. So I was like, you know what? I gotta practice. So, uh, so I asked her. I say, what did I say? I didn't speak like Korean at first. I used English. I said, excuse me, do you know where I could find the action movies? And then like I asked her that, and she was like, what? She's like, what? What? She didn't understand what I was saying. And I said, oh, I'm looking for the action movies. And then she shook her head like that. And then like, and then I think I asked after that, I asked her where she was from. Oh yeah, that's what it was. I asked her in Korean. I asked her, was she Korean in Korean? And maybe it was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that because I just kind of guessed. So maybe I should have just used English. But anyway, I asked her in Korean if she was Korean, if she spoke Korean, and then like she looked at me and she said, "Oh, she's like, I'm not Korean. I don't speak Korean." And then I asked her, I said, "Where you?" I said, "May I ask where you from?" And then she told me she was from Taiwan. So I was like, "Oh, Taiwan. And I think I met only a few Taiwanese people before her. And I was like, okay, she's Taiwan. Okay, he's speaking Chinese over there. So I started speaking to her in Chinese, and she was like real surprised. And we were speaking in Chinese, and then like we were talking for a while, and then like she was saying how she studied Japanese, so I switched over to Japanese, practiced Japanese, and it was just all fun and stuff. And like it was crazy though, because like the people that working there, like at the desk, they were looking at us. They just, I don't know, it was just funny how like maybe they thought I was harassing her or something, but it was fun. It was fun. So yeah, I thought it was interesting because like she was doing Japanese, and I'm like, dang, she's pretty cool. She learned Japanese, and like I said, I wasn't trying to, I wasn't doing nanpa, picking up girl or something. I just thought it was interesting. Then I asked her if we can like be friends or whatever. We can maybe practice Japanese together, and that's what happened. She gave me her phone number, and that's what happened. And we talked a lot. We talked a lot on the phone, practiced Chinese, Japanese, and we started going out, and it was just, yeah. And you guys know how the rest goes. That's what happened. So it was really, I think that was a special day because I almost didn't go to that library because I was so tired that morning. And if it wasn't for my friend saying, you know those Asians going to be up there, you know you're going to want to practice those languages. If he wouldn't have said that, I probably would have stayed home that day and I wouldn't have never met my wife. So that's the story. That's what happened. And I still talk about that with her, and it's still funny. So that's how I met my wife. Okay. Let's see here. What's next? Okay, okay. QZ Chris, I've got one question. Are you still going to do those Friday comment videos you plan to do each week? Some of those comments you got were comedy gold. You're the second person to ask me that. You know what? Maybe I will start doing it again, but yeah, I'll probably start doing it again. Yeah, we'll see. I'll be looking out for some funny comments here, and I'll gather them up for before Friday, and I'll make a video on them. But I get the feeling that some people may try to some people may come and leave something on purpose. And I don't know. I just get that feeling, but we'll see. We'll see. Depending on what type of comments I get, I will make a video on Friday about those silly comments. Okay, let's see. Edux994 says, "Do you ever struggle with a language? I mean, you study so many, and all that, It seems that languages naturally come to you. I would say I'm okay when it comes to learning a foreign language, even though I've only studied 2 so far. But for some reason, I'm so stuck on Korean. What do you do when you're having a hard time grasping a certain part of a language?" Practice. That's all I do. That's the only thing you can do is just practice. You have to practice. That's how you get better. You just have to keep practicing. I know it's hard at the beginning, and Korean is a difficult language. So at the beginning, if you're not using the right methodology and you're not having the right, right resources, whatnot, not practicing right, it's going to be difficult. So you want to make sure you have like you want to make sure you have an efficient methodology and just practice as much as you can. It's very important. The practice is very important. It will help you. Okay, Hateful Mughal. Have you ever considered working for government agencies such as the CIA or FBI? They are in need of linguists like you. You should apply. Yeah, I was thinking about it before, but unfortunately, I don't think the FBI or CIA want any terrorists, so I'll be probably wasting my time. They don't want any terrorists. Okay, so, but I thought about it. No, seriously, I thought about it before, but I'm not, like I said before, I'm not really interested in like that type of work. I'm not interested in that type of work. So, yeah, I'm happy with what I'm doing right now. Okay, let's see. One and only ever. Oh, I've seen your name a lot in these comments, but yeah, I never. Yeah, okay. One and only ever. Okay. What's your favorite fighting game? Do you prefer Street Fighter 4 or Third Strike? My favorite fighting game is Tekken. Well, my favorite fighting game is Tekken. Yeah, Tekken. I have to say Tekken. That Tekken. Tekken is my favorite fighting game, and I think the best Tekken was Tag. I think Tekken Tag is still the best Tekken. Despite having all these new Tekkens coming out, I think Tekken Tag is the best. And I'm sure a lot of you who are hardcore Tekken players would agree. Now, Tekken 6 is cool, don't get me wrong. I love Tekken 6. I love Tekken 5, all that. I don't know about Tekken 4. I don't know what they were thinking when they made that one. But I like Tekken 6. Tekken 6 is cool, but I think Tag is the best. Tag is the best Tekken ever. What do you guys think? Would you agree with me? Tekken Tag is the best, and I'm not sure what they're. I don't know what they're waiting on. Why they should have made a second one. But yep, Tekken. So I like Tekken first. What's my second? My second. What's my second one? Shoot. I play so many fighting games. I don't know what my second one is. I like Virtual Fighter, Street Fighter. I play a lot of fighting games. Okay, but Tekken is my favorite one. Do you prefer Street Fighter 4 or Third Strike? Let's see. Third Strike, man. Third Strike. That's a good question. I think I like Street Fighter 4. I really do. But there was something about Third Strike. I don't know what it was, but it was something about Third Strike. Third Strike, man. I don't know. I like both games, but that's pretty hard. I don't know if I could say I prefer Third Strike over Street Fighter 4. I don't play. I long ago retired from Third Strike, but there was something about that game, man, that was so. I loved it. So I think I would say Third Strike was probably a little better than Street Fighter 4. I don't know. I don't know. Street Fighter 4 is cool, but I love Third Strike. I really did, and I still do. Okay. Let's see. TSS Killer 08. I would like to know what would be the best way to study kanji from a perspective of a person who is comfortable with the spoken language via input and wants to focus on the characters themselves. Which method, in your opinion, would you recommend? This is a good question. I was just thinking about this today because I've been trying different methodologies on my students and whatnot. And what I used to do is I used to give them like maybe, sometimes I'll give them like maybe 10 kanjis a day or something like that. We'll do 10 kanjis a day. I think that's pretty bad. I don't think I'm going to take that approach again because it's almost like having list of vocabulary. I think the best way to learn, to be honest with you, the best way to learn characters is just through context, just naturally, just learn it through context. Whatever you learn through context, and whatever words you learn or construction, learn the characters right away. That's the best way. Just get some text. If you follow the FLR, if you follow the FLR, you use that technique, all that stuff, those steps, learn the characters for everything. And then once you start getting to a book or whatnot, just everything characters. Don't make a list of characters. I think it's harder to learn that way if you make like a list of characters. Say, okay, I'm gonna do this many characters. It's just like having a vocabulary list. I mean, you can, but if you do, just make sure you put them all in context. But I'm starting to realize that the best way is just through context. Just get you something, read it, and just learn it right there on the spot. That's the best way to do it. And like I said, if you follow FLR, just when you follow those steps, just transfer everything into characters. That's the best way to do it. Just learn it like that. Okay. Let's see. Input. Yeah. So that's what I can recommend you to do. Just learn it from context. That's the best way. Okay, Mohammed Zero. Is it possible to learn by watching movies, playing RPGs in the target language? I think it's possible. I think when you watch movies and play RPGs, you like that stuff will be considered authentic. It's like having authentic content. You expose yourself to that authentic stuff, so you probably won't understand everything right off the bat. But like while you're studying or whatnot, you start you'll hear stuff that you've learned. You'll see stuff, and it happens like over time. You say, okay, I saw that before, now I know what it is. It just starts to build up. But just playing the RPG by itself and say, okay, I'm gonna just play this RPG and that's it, I don't think you're gonna pick the language up. You're gonna have to do a little bit more than that. But you can learn from it. You can definitely learn from like RPGs and watching movies. You can definitely learn, but you have to make sure you do other things too. So that can be added to that learning process. All right. Do you have a specific way of learning Chinese characters? Which I just answered. I used to make list of vocabulary, or I used to make like choose like maybe 10 or 20 characters and practice more and more. But that is, I think that's difficult. I think the best way is just learn through context, and like I mentioned before. What's your favorite Bruce Lee movie, and are you good enough to understand it in its original Chinese without subs? My favorite Bruce Lee flick would have to be I think will be Chinese Connection. Maybe it's Chinese Connection. Yeah, Chinese Connection is my favorite Bruce Lee flick. And to be honest with you, I've never watched the Chinese version. I'm glad you brought it up because I think I may go ahead and get it. I've never watched the original one. So that's my favorite flick, Chinese Connection, or Bruce Lee flick. Um, Now, as far as, I mean, I haven't watched the Chinese version, but if you ask me about watching certain movies without Chinese subtitles, I can, but I don't understand everything 100%. I don't understand everything 100%, but I can, like, it's funny though, when I hear it, I'll sit there and listen to it. I'll be able to understand like content and whatnot. I can translate some stuff, but like there are some times where I get lost. Maybe there's some vocabulary I don't know and whatnot. But if I watch a Chinese movie without subtitles, I can pretty much, I can translate some stuff. I can get a pretty good understanding. Probably, I would say maybe, I'm not good with percentages, but maybe over close to like 70%, maybe less than 70% I can understand, but not totally 100%. So yeah, who do you main on Street Fighter 4 and on Tekken? Street Fighter 4, Rufus. Rufus is my favorite character on there. Rufus. Tekken, my main character is Bake. I like Bake. When it was Tekken Tag, I used Bake and Lei Wulong. But it's all about that Baked San. That Baked San. Okay, how did you get to be Daigo's translator? Was he cool? Was he human? Did you ever watch him? Daigo was a human being just like all of us. He just so good. He just really good in the Street Fighter. But he's cool. He's a cool guy. Very quiet. He didn't talk much. I know he doesn't speak English, but he talked a little bit with he talked, but not a whole lot. He's not really. I don't think he's a really outgoing guy. He's not really outgoing. So he was cool. I got to speak with him. We talked about a lot of stuff, and I think I just got lucky being his translator because like my friend who runs well, both of my friends, Galen, Chris, and Fuji, they run like the Seasons Meetings tournament, and I guess there was supposed to be a Japanese girl there to translate for him, but something went down. So he asked me because he knew that I studied Japanese. He asked me how good my Japanese was, and I told him that I was okay. I can hold my own. And he asked me if I'm good enough to, if will I be good enough to. Before he brought Daigo up, he said, "So would you be good enough to get someone by, like to get some food, get in a hotel, or just like some stuff like that, like that basic stuff and all that good, stuff like that?" And I said, "Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty good in Japanese for like." As far as like daily, I can actually live in Japan with my Japanese. I'm not perfect, not native, but I can actually live there and be okay. I can get around with my Japanese. So then that's when he said, because I'm gonna need you to translate for Daigo. And I was like, what? I was shocked. My heart started beating fast. Like, oh man. He's like, so you want to do it? And I was like, yeah, I'll try. I've never translated for someone before, not Japanese. I don't think I ever translated for someone, period. No, I've never done that type of work before. So I was shocked when he asked me to translate for Daigo. I mean, come on, guys. This is Daigo. This is Daigo the Beast. Okay? I was like really, really shocked when he asked me that. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. I was confident because I know that I'll be okay. I know I'll probably be limited in some, maybe like if we start talking about some high level stuff, I probably don't understand. But like I know that I'll be okay as far as basic communication. If someone asks some questions, I'll be able to do all that good stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'll do it. So it was so funny though because like he gave Daigo my phone number. He this is so funny. He gave Daigo my phone number, right? And he said be waiting for Daigo. He's gonna give you a call around 11 o'clock when he gets in Columbus. So I had my cell phone. It's like, yeah, Daigo's gonna be calling me soon. So it's so funny because like I got this number. My phone rung and I didn't know what it was. And normally I don't pick my phone up if I don't know who it is. I normally don't pick my phone up. I just let them get the voicemail. So my phone rung, okay, and it was a number from Texas. So I picked it up, said hello, and then like their guy, I guess he was like working at the airport, and he's like, yeah, may I speak with Moses McCormick? And then at first I was thinking, oh shoot, who is this? I was thinking maybe it was a telemarketer or something like that. So I was like, He's not here. May I take a message? And he's like, so who's this? And I said, this is his brother. I said, can I take a message? And he's like, yeah, just I just want to let him know that Daigo, Mr. We didn't even say Daigo. He said Mr. Umehara is here in Texas and he will be in Columbus in about an hour. And he's like, so he's going to need someone to pick him up. He's going to need someone to be able to speak Japanese. And I said, okay, I'll let him know when he gets here. So I couldn't change back and say, oh, hold on. So I just went on ahead and, went on ahead with it. And the Japanese guy was asking me some questions. He's like, oh, he said, so you're his brother? And I said, yeah. And he said, so your brother speaks Japanese? Like, yeah, he speaks a lot of languages. He said, okay. He's like, Daigo's going to need that. So that was funny. So yeah, what happened was Fuji called me. He said, let's go up here and let's just go up here and be ready for him. So we went up there and walked around, and we went downstairs and saw. It was so funny because when the way he was walking, like he was kind of lost, and we saw him, and that's what I got my camcorder and started talking with him. It was fun, but he was a cool guy. Daigo was a cool guy. He's very humble. I can say that he's a very humble guy. So, but yeah, I just got lucky. I got lucky, and it was a good experience for me. Like I said, I've never translated for someone before, so I had a good time. I had fun, and he understood everything I said. I know like I tell you guys, I know that my accent is not good in Japanese. I have a bad accent, but I'm able to speak the language where they understand me. They were like, I think there was one time I don't even know what it was, but there was something I said to him and he didn't quite understand what I said. So I rephrased it and then he understood. You see, that's called BS in the language. See, that's when you know you're on a high level, when you can do that, when you can say, okay, let me go around that. When you can find different ways to get your word out, get your meaning out. So yeah, he was a cool guy, and we were able to communicate the whole time. And I just translated for him. I translated for him like because Friday he got in town Friday. I translated for him for when we went out to get some food, and people were asking me questions like, ask him this, ask him that. And I'm like, okay. And I thought it was fun. It wasn't like, oh, I don't want to do it. It's just like so many people, they wanted me to ask them so much stuff. So I asked them, and then like yeah, after that, Saturday the tournament started. Was it Saturday? I think. Yeah, I think so. And like so I had to be around for him. I had to go check up on him in the hotel and whatnot, just to make sure he was okay. And then like there's another Japanese guy by the name of Issei. He's just as popular as Daigo. He's a famous third strike player. And Issei came on Saturday, and once Issei got there, it was just all in his hands. So I didn't really once Issei got there, I didn't really do that much translating. I think I did a couple things, little bit, but not. Issei pretty much took over. So yeah, and I mean Issei's native Japanese, so and that's who what if I'm a native Japanese, of course I'm gonna want to be speaking with another native Japanese. So yeah, that's that. I thought Daigo was cool, and it was an honor to be translating for him for that little bit of time, and yeah, it was great. So yeah, that's it. He's a human being just like we are. He's just really good in Street Fighter. So yeah, he's a cool guy. And I asked him about English too. I asked him was he interested in English. He was like, I think he could be actually. I think he could be good in English because when we were in the restaurant, I was asking him some stuff. I was like asking him how to say, telling him, just giving him some basic English stuff. And he had some good pronunciation. Like normally the Japanese they're not really that good at their R's, and he was killing the R's. And he was like, I think he could be good in English. But if he's not motivated to learn English, he's not gonna learn. I know he comes over to U.S. and goes to English-speaking countries and whatnot, but that's not enough. I mean, he's gonna have to be really motivated to learn English. And perhaps where he's working, he's probably not, he's not really motivated to learn English. So yeah, that's it. So that was a long response for Muhammad Zero. Okay, Metnos, I know we had this a couple times already, but let me put my question this way. Do you think that the experience of achieving native-like fluency in any language will be valuable and beneficial to further language learning, or wouldn't this make any difference whatsoever? Let me see how much time I have. I mean, I'm not on the limit. I just want to see. Oh, okay. Wait, is that 39? Yeah, 39 minutes. Okay. I'm pretty sure you guys don't mind. All right. So, yeah, of course. If you, like I said, like I'm not on native fluency in any of my languages. Um, like I said before, I think if you don't want to be limited, I think the best way to go is be native fluency. If you don't want to be limited, but again, it all depends on an individual's goals. Like if you don't have any intentions of going to the country or whatnot, or you like me learning all these languages, I would just choose like a nice level of intermediate, uppermediate, low advanced. Up in that area will be good. I'll tell you right now, it'll be pretty good. But you will still be limited. There are going to be some limitations. But being on like near native fluency, it will help because it will help you. Yeah, it'll definitely be beneficial. So yeah, that's yeah, that's very beneficial when you're on native like fluency level. So yeah, Bling 125. What kind of music do you like? Chinese, perhaps. I listen to J-pop and K-pop while I listen to them, I try to figure out words and lyrics. Music, yeah, I'm a very when it comes to music, I listen to a lot of genres, but there are certain I listen to pretty much all genres, but like there's some type of music I don't listen to that it kind of makes me I don't know, it's like regurgitate or something. I don't know, but like I listen to like there's some rock music, there's some heavy metal, some rap, hip hop, just R&B and country music. I listen to all genres, but like I said, there are just certain things I don't listen to that I don't, you know, just I don't know, cause I'm when I start like not only do I listen to the music for like just for the sound and whatnot. But like certain music, like with lyrics, I listen to the lyrics, and if it clicks to me, if I feel them, then I'll feel the song overall. I can't just listen to something and then say, oh, don't even worry about the lyrics, just hear the just listen to the beats and whatnot. I can't do that because that's just me. I mean, before I was able to, but I don't know. I became so conscious of the stuff I listen to. I listen to lyrics and whatnot. Like some rap music, like I can't listen to like hardcore rap music. I can't. And as far as rap music, like some stuff that I will actually listen to now, there was like a guy, Pat Poose. He's like a rapper, and I like him because with the way he raps, like it's more of metaphors. Like he used like a lot of metaphors, and a normal rapper can't do that, like the way he's doing it. So I will listen to him because the more like how he's creating like these metaphors, it's amazing how he does that. But other than that, if it's some lyrics that I'm not feeling and it's I just can't do it. So I listen to all genres. There's just some limits. Now as far as foreign music, I like to listen to pretty much anything: Persian music, Arabic music, Russian music. I mean, I'm open to everything. I'm very open to a lot of things. There's just some limits, okay? There's some limits. And I think if you, like you say, you listen to J-pop and K-pop, it's good when you do that. The lyrics, it helps you, especially when you're learning language. It's really good to do that. So yeah, I listen to a lot of music. There are just limits for me. I can't really listen to everything. All right, the crazy student. Okay, one thing I love about Japanese is the very small amount of irregular conjugations, which makes it really easy to learn how to conjugate everything correctly. And Chinese is even better since it doesn't conjugate anything at all. I'm already studying Japanese and Mandarin Chinese, and Korean is on my hit list. What other languages do you think could interest me? I prefer Asian languages, but I welcome any suggestion as long as there are a few irregular conjugations in the language. Well, definitely, if you like Asian languages, if I were you, I will definitely learn Indonesian. That language, that's an easy language to learn. You should try it. Learn Indonesian. I know maybe it's a rare language, but you have to try Indonesian. I would definitely recommend it. I don't think there are that many irregulars in that. That language is straightforward. Straightforward. It's very, very simple. So I would definitely recommend Indonesian. Other than that, you can. Let me see. Other Asian languages. Let's see. Thai. Yeah, you can learn Thai. There are not many irregulars. There are some irregulars as far as reading, but it's not as bad as like grammatically. There aren't that many irregulars like Russian or Arabic. it's not that bad. But pretty much all the Asian languages, yeah, they're yeah, I would try them all out. Yeah, definitely try that. Try the Indonesian though. Okay, crazy student again. Have you ever had difficulties with the pronunciation in a language to the extent that a native speaker could not understand what you were saying, even though you knew you were speaking with correct grammar? If so, what language was that? Do you do pronunciation exercise for each language, or do you more kind of pick up the pronunciation as you progress in your studies? Um, Let me see. What languages have I had problems with before that? Definitely, it happened with Vietnamese. Um, it happened with Vietnamese. It happened with Korean, and I think Farsi before. Uh, I've never had it happen with Chinese or yeah. There are like certain words I would say, and then they didn't understand. Like for example, like I remember a long time ago. This is when I first really started studying Vietnamese. I went to like a Vietnamese restaurant with my wife, and I was trying to practice with the waitress, and like she was understanding me at first, but like when I tried to say what was it? I think it was noi tret, noi tret, noi tret. That word, that means like you to talk, noi tret. And I was saying to her, I was saying noi chu yen. I was saying noi chu yen, and they were like, what? They were trying to figure out, and I was like noi chu yen, noi chu yen. And I didn't want to say it in English. I was trying to say it slower so they can catch it, and they couldn't get it. So I was like, how do you say talk? Like, and they say, oh, noi tret. They say noi tret. So something like that, simple. That happened in Vietnamese, um, in Persian. Like there was I can't remember what the word was, but I remember something happened there, but it wasn't really that bad. Like I totally don't understand what you're saying. Like I've never had that happen before, because normally when I learn a language, I try to make sure I'm understanding when I listen to like some pronunciation drills and whatnot, just to make sure I'm enunciating the words correctly. So yeah, pronunciation exercise. I don't really do exercise. I'll listen to the audio. Like at the beginning, I will listen to like go by letter and see how they're enunciated. After that, I'll get straight to the dialogue and listen to the dialogue over and over and over and over and over and over and over, mimicking over and over and over, mimicking. That's what I do. I just get straight into the dialogue, and it just grows on me. The pronunciation will grow on me. That's what happens. So yeah, and that's what actually back to Vietnamese. That's what happened with Vietnamese. Like I didn't realize I had, when people were saying I had some sort of an accent, northern accent. I was like, what are you talking about, northern accent? I don't have a northern accent. I thought I sounded like an American when I was speaking Vietnamese, but people were saying that I sound like they said I sound like I was from the north, and I was like, wow, because like I said, Vietnamese is a tough language. But now that I think about it, going back, listening to that dialogue, those dialogues over and over, mimicking, the way they speak in that book and the teacher stuff, it's more of a northern accent. So that's why people are saying that about me having the accent of the north. So, all right, let's see. Is there any life on other planets? What is is there any life on other planets? What is the meaning of life? Is there any life on other planets? I can't answer that. I can't answer that. What is the meaning of life? Live it to the fullest. What does it mean in life? Live it to the fullest. But yeah. Let's see here. Melancholy Head 2000. I got another question. Have you ever thought about learning sign language or computer programming language like Java, C++? P.S. I'm joking about the computer program, but feel free to answer if you like. Sign language. Oh yeah, I'm going to learn sign language. I'm going to learn sign language, most definitely. Actually, when I was younger, I don't know if I told you guys, I have two sisters and one brother, total of four of us, and we used to live in Erie, Pennsylvania. I had my younger sister, man. She was, I don't know how she did it. She was fluent in sign language, and I don't even remember having any books. My mom had this friend. This guy was deaf. Okay, I still remember George. His name was George. He was deaf, and my sister, she picked sign language up quick. It was